Come explore St. Thomas, which was founded in 1865 by Mormon settlers who mistakenly thought that they were still in Utah and Arizona territories. The location was great for farming because the muddy and virgin rivers which flowed to the Colorado River 22 miles south. I was worried about the drive out here that the road would be washed out because it has a tendency to wash out during the rain, obviously because on the way out there, you're basically driving on the edge of Lake Mead's dry lake bed area. The terrain is soft, and you'll see through some of this video that there's some washouts like here to my right. The entrance to the St. Thomas Road that will take you out to the trailhead is just inside Lake Mead Recreation Area. You have to go into the gate that comes from Logandale area, and you'll have to take your first left. You can take any type of vehicle through here. Just be careful for the washouts. The road was graded pretty well, though. I wasn't worried. Hi there. We are about to take the hike down to St. Thomas, the ghost town that was once covered by Lake Mead. Join us. Before the Mormons inhabited the area, the Anasazi basket makers created this area as their home, and they named the home the Lost City, which has been recreated as the town of Overton. There's actually a Lost City Museum in Overton, and you can visit that on your way to or from St. Thomas. As I said before, the Mormons mistakenly thought that they were in Utah and Arizona territories, and when they discovered that they were in Nevada officials actually made them pay 5 years of back taxes, and so they weren't allowed to vote or anything until they paid those back taxes, and then in turn they started to abandon the town. And so when I say these Mormon settlers, when they abandoned the town, they actually burned down their homes and abandoned the crops and moved to Salt Lake City. Around the 1880s, new settlers began to arrive, and they discovered that the soil was so good for farming, and eventually the peak population of St. Thomas was around 500 people. There were a post office, schools, grocery stores, church, soda fountains, and several garages for the new invention of the automobile. What St. Thomas did not have was indoor plumbing or electricity. In 1828, President Coolidge signed a bill authorizing the build of the Boulder Dam, which is the Hoover Dam, and this created a large lake, Lake Mead, behind it, and eventually the residents of St. Thomas were told that they had to relocate, and the government would reimburse them for their property. The filling of Lake Mead started in 1935. As the water rose slowly, the town was overtaken by Lake Mead. One of the last residents to leave was Hugh Lord, who paddled away from his home when the rising waters lapped to his door in 1938. St. Thomas was 60 feet below the surface. St. Thomas has arisen from the depths several times since 1938. In 1945, 1963, and 2012, there were reunions of former residents and family members. The information in this video is credited to the nps.gov website, and I will actually give a link below to the website so you can get all of the information there. They even have an interactive map that you can take along with you, and basically every structure that you look at, it'll tell you a brief history of the structure, and it's really fun to go around and learn a little bit that way. we are headed back up to the trailhead, and I hope that you enjoyed this adventure. I hope you learned a little bit about the history of Lake Mead, St. Thomas, and Nevada history.